Ready. Play.
That's
Monfils gets it done.
And we will move on now to another player who just came down from 2 sets to love. Gael Monfils has finished the match against Hugo Dellien, wins 4-6, 6-3, 6-1, 7-6, 6-1. Fergus, what are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, it's just Monfils or Roland Garros, right? What was it against Baez in lockdown? Yeah, when he was quite literally on the brink. What was it, 4-1 in the third? And then he just turned it on, really. But yeah, that fourth set was kind of where everything changed, right? I mean, Dellien broke for 5-all, and you kind of expect Dellien to come to him 4 then, but Monfils regroups in the breaker, and it's really good. It's super strong, and then that's it. Dellien's out of the picture. 19 aces is pretty impressive on a clay court, to be honest. Especially against someone with Dellien's sort of clay court prowess. Dellien is a clay court specialist by no stretch of the imagination. So yeah, super strong from Monfils. Does it again. How much has he got in the tank at 38 years old to make a deep run in this tournament? Well, I'm not going to comment because I'll get called biased in the chat because he's got Draper next. But yeah.
Hey, I think the most important takeaway is that he's come out of this match. He's healthy. First set, took a tough spill, able to recover. Dellien on clay is never going to be easy. I think it's a huge win for the tournament, for the because there's been so much talk about night matches and I guess their lack of atmosphere and competitive matches, but here we go. We got a good one, and of course it's Gael Monfils doing the job. So
Gael Monfils will play again in 2 days. Hopefully he's healthy for that one. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how much does he have left in the tank to make a run here. He's also got a pretty good opponent in the next match, Jack Draper, who played today against Matteo Bellucci. He moves on 3-6, 6-1, 6-4, 6-2. Brenner, what are your thoughts on this one?
Smooth sailing after a hiccup to start the match. And it was a hiccup that really didn't last long. He's down 5-1. I think Bellucci's serving for it. Is that correct, Fergus? And then Draper goes on a run. It was obviously like catching my eyes because I didn't think. I mean, I like a lefty-lefty matchup, of course. Bellucci has kind of just been a flop. So I guess a flop since Rotterdam. But yeah, I mean, I think he does prefer quicker services. So I'll just leave it at that. But good for Draper to have a chance to come back at a major event and just continue to solidify his spot as a true contender here.
Fergus, tell us what you take away from this one.
Listen, Bellucci started completely off the scales, sort of forehand. First game, he was absolutely ripping it, and yeah, it was great to see. But I think Damien put in a tweet really well that it kind of felt like Bellucci only just got that set. It was 5-1, Draper breaks, Draper holds, then was up, love 40, has 4 break points at 5-3. Bellucci saves all of them are holds, and then Draper completely ran away with it. There was no, after that 5-1 point in the first set, there was no real doubt put into my mind that Bellucci would pose any more of a strong threat. I mean, second set lasted 23 minutes, and then was very strong from Draper. Just took a little while to almost kind of get into the rhythm of the match. Then the forehand started firing. Bellucci couldn't hang in the backhand to backhand rallies with it being lefty to lefty. Bellucci pushing a lot more on the backhand side instead, with Draper just so much more compact. A lot of Bellucci's backhands floated long, and then the drop shot was big throughout the match for Bellucci, and he was nailing all of them first set, and then after first set just disappeared. So that's all my insight from you in about 30 seconds for that match.
Yeah, it should hopefully be a good one, provided that Monfils is healthy. We can talk briefly about that one. They played once in Canada. In 2022, Draper did win that match in a second set. Monfils retired in that, though, so these two have barely played one set against each other. Fergus, I'll start with you. What do you think is going to happen here in between these two?
No, I see this as another sort of like four-setter, to be honest, for towards Draper. Maybe Monfils can pull out a really big level, home crowd. But, Monfils has made it clear in the last couple years that clay isn't his surface anymore. Simple as that. He needs the extra pace in the surface to make his shots land and give him that extra, bounce and spin that he needs to, defeat his opponents. And that's why it was a real struggle for a long time against Delian today. But yeah, this is another one that goes 4 for me, maybe even 3. But no more than that for me. Draper in 3.5.
Yeah, Brenner, I'll ask for your prediction in a moment, but make the case for Gael Monfils here. What does he need to do to pull this one out?
That's a good question. That's a really good question. I don't know. I mean, he's going to have to serve huge. He's going to have to look to play shorter rallies. I guess attack the backhand. I feel like that's kind of been my thing with Draper, is how clean he is off both wings. I just feel like Gael trying to play a strategic, slower match is not going to benefit him here. I feel like Draper plays with too much angle at this point, and he's just going to get him off the court. That's a really good. I really like that, Carson. I wasn't expecting that, and I gave you a bad answer. So
You've
you
completely stitched him there, like absolutely stitched him.
win. You win. You win.
What is your prediction, though, for this match?
I hate to be that guy. I just think it's Draper in 3, fairly casual. Fairly casual, yeah. Like I said,
Which is,
yeah.
Which
Go
is,
ahead.
by the way, what Draper kind of needs at this point. We saw it so often with Murray that he would play the most unnecessary 5 sets ever and then have that little bit less in the tank for the next one, right? And it's nice to watch a Draper slam match where he doesn't unnecessarily take it to 5 after the 3 in Australia. It was quite refreshing today to, watch him, pretty easily take that one.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.